Welcome to the podcast, Leading and Growing Your Real Estate Business by Coach James Short. This podcast is designed to help you with strategies, insights, and ways to increase sales, build and lead high-performing teams, and ultimately grow your business. Your host, James Short himself, also shares some of his secret sources on how he helps his own clients achieve business growth quickly and easily. James has been coaching those in the real estate and property industry for close to 10 years now, and his clients keep on saying, since working with James, their results have been outstanding, giving them more money, time, and fulfillment. James is offering a free strategy call to those listening to see how he can assist you to take your business to where you want to go. Simply go to jamesshort.com.au/strategy and book in a time today. Now on with the show.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Leading and Growing Your Real Estate Business. This is Coach James Short, and welcome to another edition. So today's guest, I thought we'll spice it up a little bit. I've met this gentleman a little while ago, and we definitely hit it off straight off the bat. We're talking about business selling and the potential of what would it be like if you were to sell your business, or what would it be like if you to buy a business, and what are the ins and outs. And I thought, let's get this guy on the show, because he's got some wealth of information that he can share with those listeners out there thinking about, times are tough, or what a great opportunity to buy, or what a great opportunity to sell your business. So Cameron Prosser from BF Brokers, they are the specialist in business and franchise group selling. These guys are the movers and shakers within the industry. Cameron has joined the family business a number of years ago, and he brings into the company a system-driven approach, and is a representative in the sales of health and fitness businesses, and also those within the family within the real estate sector. Cameron holds a Bachelor of Commerce from the University of Canberra, in addition to completing his agent's representative license in Victoria and Queensland. As a past member of the Australian swim team, I'm not going to go up against him in a race soon, Cameron had an extensive experience within the health and fitness industry over the last 10 years. During this time, Cameron has travelled nationally and internationally to some of the world's leading facilities, in addition to working alongside a diverse range of health specialists. With great interpersonal skills and obviously passion for his work, Cameron ensures the efficiency, the sale of your business. Now, we're going to be talking about business sales in general. We're going to be talking about some good secret sources and some strategies of what to do and how to do it and how to get prepped. So, mate, Cameron, really appreciate your time and welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot, Jamie.
Mate, fantastic. So tell me about, obviously you've been out in the fitness, you've been doing your swimming as of late growing up and so forth, but how did you get started within the business?
Yeah, look, mate, it was very lucky that I had a family-based business here, where the father had obviously an accounting background and found himself, out there helping clients to sell their business. So many phone calls I was privy to in the car to and from training. And like you mentioned, I was a swimmer and retired, and thought, what will I do? So I decided to actually step into the business broking world. I stepped in, not into the family business, went to another organisation, which were kind enough to show me the ropes and give me the experience early. And now I've stepped into here, really excited about, I suppose, the service we can provide to business owners. It is a very testing and trying time when someone's thinking about selling their business. And we want to make sure that we provide, obviously, the service and the steps, but also that family approach that comes with selling a business.
Fantastic. Mate, obviously, it's been a journey. And where's the business right now? What are the types of clients that you're helping, and where are you based and where are you spread?
Yeah, so look, I specialise in the health and fitness division, as you said. Many franchises out there, but also a lot of independents. So that would be my specialty at the moment. With franchises, there's new ones popping up all the time. There's ones that are, really getting quite positive feedback in their ROIs and things like that. They're sometimes hands off. But we also do a lot of other franchises in other industries. We've got a number of brokers that work with us at the team, as well as our support staff at the office. So we will cover anything and everything from probably a $50,000 business up to about $5 million. We will go nationwide if the appropriate service can be given. But we are based in Victoria, and our small team sort of covers everything from your $50,000 franchise up to your $5 million franchise, but also your $50 million your $5 million businesses that are independent downwards.
Love it, love it. Now, you would have seen some interesting times, obviously, with your dad growing up around, challenges, working with clients and obviously challenges that clients gone through. And you've obviously seen your own fair share. If you look back, what's been some of the challenges that you've worked through to really, I guess, because you've got some great success that you've worked through to achieve some of the success that you've achieved today?
Yeah, look, there's probably two things that jump into my mind. One would be the split between the emotional decision and the commercial decision. A lot of the owners that we deal with have often started these businesses from scratch. They've got a very, very, very emotional attachment to their business. They see it in a certain way because of the blood, sweat and tears that they're putting into that business. So the biggest challenge often is try to find that balance between separating the emotional side and the commercial side. The second thing would be I suppose the aspects of selling a business that you have no control over. Point of topic at the moment is obviously finance and ability to finance. We may have a purchaser and a vendor that are acceptable to an offer, and unfortunately the finance can't come through. Or a landlord, for example, they can't rightfully refuse transfer of a lease and may on the transfer want an increased security. There are often things through a business sale that are completely out of your control, and they're the other points that make it really difficult because you have no control over. So they're the two things I would say are often.
Totally. And we're going to get into a little bit more detail around that shortly. On the flip side, though, what have been some of the wins that you're proud of? What are you most proud of that you've achieved to date or seen your clients achieve?
I think obviously everyone likes to get great results for their clients, whether that be in a sale price or a settlement that was smooth and both parties saw the win-win. I think that's obviously the greatest win we can have. Other than that, I think it's just honestly service and integrity. If you're providing to your clients, the best possible service you can give, and with that backed by the integrity of telling people sometimes the hard things or the things that they need to hear or things that maybe you could do better and you haven't been able to do them. But I think they're the wins when you know that you can sit back and go, look, I'm the best person to handle this sale for you. I know that we've done the best possible job for you, and this is an offer that we think's in line with market, and there's a win-win for both parties. That's where you've got to take the pride.
Yeah, so true, and it's such an important thing with that honesty and that integrity, and also, like as you said, that win-win approach, right? Because so many times, as you said before, it's such an emotional roller coaster.
Absolutely.
In relations to the purchase and the sale of a business, and it's if it's that intact and that's not guided, then it can really go off the rails quickly. I've been fortunate enough, and probably not fortunate, in relation to helping clients move their business on, sell their businesses, purchase businesses, and it is a roller coaster ride. I've also sold a couple of businesses in the past. However, there's a process, right? And when we spoke at the last conference that we presented together at, I loved your presentation around what people need to think about in relation to if they are going through and they're wanting to sell. Now, can you share with us some of those points? If someone's thinking about, some of those listeners go, you know what, I think it might be time. What do they need to think about? What's the steps or what's the structure that you could recommend even before getting on the phone to yourself or to get that business ready? What would that be?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, exactly like you say, the first step is just to have that self-talk, have that conversation with yourself and the business partners or people that you trust and get yourself mentally prepared to have that sale. The key is obviously preparation with any of this sort of stuff. When you enter a business, hopefully, you've started to think about some form of exit in the future. Anybody that comes into a business with already that exit in mind will always do things a certain way, document things a certain way to ensure that they get the best result when exiting. So that with the preparation, there's lots of things you can do to prepare. Obviously, financials are the most crucial thing. That's the thing that will obviously highly determine the sale price of the business. So making sure that at least the last 3 years documentation for financials are available, whether that be the P&Ls, whether that be the BAS statements, but then also things like your balance sheet. The second thing is most important if you're got a lease or anything that is regarding the location of the business. It might be a rent roll, for example. What is your actual business identity? Where is it located? And is that secured with a long enough tenure moving forward to obviously transfer across to an incoming purchaser to enable the business to have some value and to also have a value to the incoming owner for some time to be able to obviously run the business to get finance. Look, obviously get together your ownership details, ABNs. Obviously, what sort of contract will it be? Transfer of shares, will it be equity buyout? Have you got the franchise agreement prepared? We've got things obviously with your service offering. Have you got training and assistant sort of manuals ready? Have you got everything to do with your stock prepared? Basically, the most important thing is preparation. As soon as you start to have all that stuff together and that due diligence that a potential purchaser is going to request, if that is organised, you're giving that potential purchaser or that opportunity to the market the best chance to be seen and to be grabbed by somebody that sees that the business is well organised and worth the optimal amount.
So true. It's a bit like getting a house ready for sale, right? You got to you got to fix the fences. You got to put a bit of paint on. You got to do the garden. It's just the same process, right? You've got to get everything in order to get the best, to do the wow factor for the potential purchaser to go, that's what I want to buy.
It also saves time, Jamie, too. Often we'll put an opportunity to the market and somebody might be a bit late on doing a BAS or something like that. If everything's there at your broker's fingertips to present to a potential purchaser, it also saves that time, and you can really qualify your buyers very, very quickly with that too. So look, get your house in order exactly as you said.
Love it. So when someone's looking to buy a business, I guess it's probably the flip side of what you've just outlined. If someone's thinking about, okay, I'm ready to take the next leap, I'm ready to maybe buy an existing business, what should a potential purchaser look out for so they can make the correct informed decisions?
Yeah, so exactly as you say, that the flip side is make sure that the business you're entering into has some form of documentation prepared. What is the opportunity that you're potentially buying into? Is it a stock value? Is it a goodwill value? Or is it just an asset sale where you're buying just basically an asset there? If they can't prove to you that value in documentation, just request a standard list of due diligence items and see what they come back to you with. A well-prepared business, obviously is a lot less riskier than a business that has things all over the place. It's also important that you get your own ducks in a row with being a purchaser. Have you got obviously some form of finance or pre-approval? It's very hard. You can't get pre-approval on a business until you've actually got a business in mind. But, at least look at the equity in any assets you have to draw down on, looking at what sort of, I suppose, loans you may have or credit card debts or anything like that. So get your own finances in order. Also get, a bit of an understanding of how you will run that business. You won't be identical to the way the current business's owner's running the business unless it's maybe under management. So have a thought regarding that. And also the right advice. Have you got your accountant to do some formal due diligence for you? Have you got a good solicitor that will review the contract of sale and make sure that everything's going to be transferred correctly, and also no further liabilities will be transferred across? So similar thing, get your house in order, and making sure that you obviously ask the right questions for due diligence and have the right supporting, I suppose, services there to make informed decision.
Love it. So mate, that's so much great information there, because sometimes I see so often when I'm, when people come to me, what do you think? I think, well, where are you getting your advice from? Have you seen a broker? Have you seen your accountant? Have you seen your lawyer? And I think what you've hit the nail on the head is that run sheet to really get those points in order before you're either looking to sell or actually looking to purchase. And we're coming back to, as we say, getting your house in order, but it's really going through and take that emotional component out of it and coming from a logistical viewpoint, so you can actually make that right informed decision. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And then follow the process of a sale. So, we've discussed before the importance of processes and procedures. And I think, like you say, when there is an emotional decision to be made, or there's some emotions can get involved, going back to a tried and tested process, I suppose. So what someone should expect when buying a business is obviously to see a advertisement or see the opportunity on one of the third-party websites or the broker's website, or however they may be aware of the opportunity, is to expect to sign some form of confidentiality deed. That's first and foremost. Obviously, the business owner is going to share with you as a purchaser, or you as a business owner is going to share with a purchaser some sensitive information, some information that could obviously deter staff, could deter clients. So you have to obviously be aware that there is a really sensitive nature to selling or buying a business. So a confidentiality deed is the first step in the process. Then there would be some transfer of information. Now, is this a memorandum of information, a business profile, some form of financials? What is actually given to you is a tangible document to say, this is the opportunity I'd like to enter into, and this can be shared with, usually under the confidentiality deed, people that are advisors, people that are obviously going to have some say in your decision. Once that documentation is presented to you, you have the time to ask questions. Often there will be a process of actually qualifying you as a buyer or qualifying the buyer. We do this by an expression of interest, where somebody actually will lodge $1,000 into a trust account. It's fully refundable, but it shows you a bona fide interest into that opportunity. It enables us to set up a meeting between the current owner and the purchaser that is really a get to know you. The information's already been there. There'll be some discussions around that information and getting, I suppose, from the horse's mouth. What sort of stuff they expect to expect when the handover occurs if they do go with the sale, and so that meeting's really important. From there, the next process would be obviously an offer and acceptance. This should be done on a heads of agreement of some form. The document really is not binding. It is just a heads of agreement saying, this is the purchase price. I expect to have this as the lease. I expect this as a restraint of trade. I expect this as franchise transfer. There's lots of things that need to go into that heads of agreement. That is really the broad brushstrokes of what the deal has been set. From there, a deposit should be lodged. Just be mindful that a Section 52 should be given. Businesses under 450,000, it's law that before a deposit is lodged, a Section 52 is given to somebody. And then this is obviously signed by the accountant and the owner to say, look, these are the financials. Once they deposit, mate, we then put really in the hands of the solicitors to draw up a fair and reasonable contract of sale based off the heads of agreement. There will always be the negotiations, unfortunately, and we all know that will occur when a contract with all the finer details are put together. But expect a contract of sale followed by a proposed settlement date, with obviously certain time to kick off any of the conditions like further due diligence, subject to finance, franchisor approval, and again, landlord approval. So, as long as you follow the process as a buyer or seller, hopefully that will give you the better outcome or the best outcome.
Fantastic, mate. That's awesome. So what's coming up for you? What does the next couple of years look like for you and the business? What's on the agenda?
Well, look, we're pretty excited with this, mate. We've just gone across to a new CRM, which is basically a real estate platform. There is a bit of a divide between obviously business broking and real estate, but we do hold similar licenses. So we've sort of leveraged off some of the CRMs out there for real estate and jumped onto one and started to tailor it for, I suppose, business sales. With this, it will give our vendors the opportunity to really see some of that data that they request about how many people actually seen these business opportunities. Even though we're showing them as a really confidential business, we won't often say the name of the business or the location of the business, but we're really excited with this platform because it allows us to not only give you that feedback to the vendor, but we'll also make sure that we're up to date with the sort of marketing as well. We, like the real estate industry, have third-party websites we use, and we want to make sure that those are used as best we can. So that's been really exciting. As well as that, we're expanding, obviously, with more brokers that specialise in certain industries. We find that that's really important with businesses that will not only give you that sense of what sort of multiples people should be buying at or selling at, but also the really unique things. So with me, it's sort of what sort of equipment is that gym using versus that other gym? What sort of direct debit system do they use? What sort of PT structure do they use, or what sort of franchise model they have? This is replicated in a number of industries. Whether it be automotive, whether it be real estate. There are certain industry-specific criteria when selling a business that the broker needs to know about and needs to have some understanding about as present it to the market. So, look, we're slowly growing with more brokers in specialty areas. So that's also very exciting.
Wow, mate. Lots on the agenda.
Yeah. Throw in a marriage to that too, mate.
That's it, I know.
Very lucky guy. Yeah. So, all guns going at the moment, mate.
Well done. So how can the listeners get more of you and where can they reach out? Where can they find you?
Yeah, certainly. So obviously go to our website, bfbrokers.com.au. There you'll find a number of our brokers that you can give a call to. Every time someone is even thinking about selling the business, we welcome a call to just get an understanding of how to prepare. We will send you out a business evaluation form. So that's a document that will start to help you collect that stuff. But yeah, look, the best way is to jump on our website, bfbrokers.com.au, and just make contact over an email or a call, and we'll try to point you in the best direction possible.
Fantastic. Cameron, really appreciate your time, energy, and your expertise. And mate, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks a lot, mate. Have a good one.